Hey everyone, and welcome to the Deep Dive. We're diving into generative AI and its impact on businesses today.
Looking at an article from Chandra Mast.
You got it. She's a certified general real estate appraiser.
Interesting perspective, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't automatically think AI with real estate.
Right.
But her point is this is hitting every industry.
So true.
Like this wave of change is everywhere.
It really is, and she uses this term, punctuated equilibrium.
Yeah.
So help me out, what does that even mean?
Okay, so it's from evolutionary theory.
Okay.
And it basically says you have these long periods where things are stable, predictable development, and then bam.
Uh-huh.
Some huge disruption happens and everything has to adapt super fast. Like
Okay.
classic example, the dinosaurs, right?
Oh yeah, total dominance for I don't know how many millions of years.
Exactly. And then boom, asteroid hits game over.
Wow.
Sudden massive change.
So is Chandra saying that generative AI is that asteroid? For businesses?
I mean, that's the argument.
Yeah. It's not just like little by little improvements anymore, right? This feels like a whole new ballgame.
Completely agree. It's not just automating tasks anymore. We're talking AI that can create content like writing and stuff,
Wow.
help with strategic decisions, even simulate like what if scenarios to guide business choices.
That's wild.
These were things we thought were totally unique to humans.
Yeah.
And now AI is right there in the mix.
So it's not just like a factory using robots to build things faster.
Nope.
It's, like you said, a marketing team using AI to write ad copy, or a financial analyst using it to model different ways the market could go.
Exactly. And that takes us to a really important point that Chandra makes.
Okay, what's that?
The ways we've always measured success in business, like our traditional metrics,
Yeah.
they're starting to like break down in this new world.
Really? Like, give me an example.
Okay, so think about employee output per hour.
Okay, classic.
Made sense in a factory setting, right?
Yeah.
But if you've got AI that can generate 100 marketing slogans in like a minute, is the volume the most important thing? Probably not.
Right, you'd want to look at the quality of what it's coming up with.
Exactly. You need new ways to measure the quality, the creativity, the impact of what AI is producing.
So the old metrics are kind of, what did Chandra call it? Saturated.
Yeah, they hit their limit.
Like they can't capture the full value that AI is bringing.
Right. And that's a big problem because if we can't measure AI's value properly, it's going to be tough for businesses to figure out how to use it effectively.
And get their teams on board, I imagine.
Totally. It's like it's uncharted territory for a lot of companies.
That makes sense.
And Chandra talks about Deloitte's work on this.
Okay.
They've outlined 4 scenarios for how AI adoption might play out.
Like 4 possible futures.
Exactly. One is super fast growth for early adopters.
Makes sense.
Another is where accuracy issues hold things back.
Oh, interesting. So different paths we could go down.
Yeah, it's like we're all choosing our own adventure as a society.
I love that analogy. So if we're thinking about this whole punctuated equilibrium thing, what does it mean for businesses that are kind of hesitant about AI? Are they going to be the dinosaurs?
Well, Chandra's pretty clear that the need to adapt is like urgent.
Okay.
Businesses that cling to the old ways or who are slow to really integrate AI, they do risk being left behind.
So it's not just about keeping up with the competition.
Nope.
It's about survival.
It is, and that's kind of a wake-up call.
For sure. But I'm guessing there are things businesses can do to not only survive,
Oh, absolutely.
but thrive in this new world.
Exactly, and that's what we'll dig into in the next part of our deep dive.
Can't wait. We'll be right back. All right, so we've talked about how generative AI is kind of forcing businesses to evolve.
Yeah, like adapt or die, basically.
Right. But change can be scary. So what are some of the good things that can come out of this?
Oh, it's not just about surviving.
Right.
It's about like unlocking potential that wasn't even there before.
Okay, I like that. Give me an example.
So think about all the tasks that just eat up time and energy, like data entry or scheduling reports, all that stuff.
Yeah.
AI can handle a lot of that.
So then what?
It frees up human employees to do the stuff AI can't do.
Like what?
Creative problem solving, strategic thinking, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay. So it's not about AI replacing people.
Right.
It's about making them better at what they already do.
It's like giving your team superpowers.
And
when you free up that mental space, that's when real innovation happens.
Okay, I can see that.
Imagine a marketing team where AI is cranking out first drafts of campaigns.
Okay.
And the humans can focus on the big picture, the strategy.
That's really interesting.
You get the speed of AI with the human touch.
Best of both worlds.
Exactly.
But it can't be all sunshine and roses, right? What are some of the downsides?
Well, one of the big ones is just implementation itself.
What do you mean?
It's not like you just buy some software and poof, all your problems are solved. It takes planning, figuring out your needs, making sure you have the right setup.
So companies can't just copy whatever their competitors are doing.
Exactly. You need a strategy that works for your business.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then there's the data issue.
Oh, right. AI needs a lot of data to work.
Tons of it. And it has to be high quality, well organized, and you have to use it responsibly.
Which is a whole other can of worms.
For sure. Data privacy is a huge deal.
Yeah, people are really sensitive about that.
And they should be. Businesses need to be thinking about the ethics of how they're using AI.
So it's not just about following the rules.
Right. It's about building trust with your employees and your customers.
So they feel like their data is safe.
Exactly. And that the AI they're interacting with is fair and unbiased.
Transparency is key then.
Totally. It's not enough to just throw AI at a problem. You have to be thoughtful about it.
And that ties back to what we talked about before, about needing new ways to measure success in the age of AI.
It's not just about efficiency anymore.
Right. It's about things like trust and transparency.
And being able to adapt as the technology changes.
So let's dig into those new benchmarks.
Okay.
What specifically should companies be looking at?
One big one is collaboration.
Like how well the humans and AI are working together.
Exactly. Are they using AI to make themselves better, or are they feeling threatened by it?
That's a good point.
And then there's agility.
Okay.
How quickly can your company adapt to new AI developments? Are you constantly learning and experimenting?
So it's about the people and the culture just as much as the tech itself.
That's exactly what Chandra's saying. The human element is crucial.
We can't forget about the people.
We need to think about how AI is affecting the workforce, investing in training.
Making sure we're using AI to help people, not replace them.
Exactly.
This is giving me a lot to think about.
Me too.
When we come back, we'll talk about some concrete steps businesses can take.
Yeah, we'll get into some practical advice and touch on some exciting new trends.
Can't wait. Stay tuned. All right, so we're back and ready to get down to brass tacks.
Let's do it.
We've talked about the potential of AI, the challenges, the need for new ways of measuring things.
Right.
Now let's give our listeners some actual steps they can take.
Okay, so Chandra has some great recommendations in her article.
Yeah.
One of the big ones is building a culture of innovation.
Okay.
And being transparent about AI.
What do you mean by that?
Being open about how you're using it.
Uh-huh.
Addressing people's concerns, getting employees involved from the beginning.
I bet that transparency piece is huge.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
If people feel like AI is being forced on them,
right,
or they don't understand how it works,
they're going to resist.
Totally. So you got to build that trust.
Exactly. And make everyone feel like they're part of the process.
And that goes along with training and education too, right?
100%. The more people understand about AI, what it can do, what it can't do,
yeah,
the more likely they are to embrace it.
It's like bringing people along on the journey with you.
Exactly. And that leads to another recommendation, focusing on strategic use cases.
Meaning?
It's tempting to try and use AI for everything.
Oh, yeah. Shiny new toy syndrome.
Haha, exactly. But the most successful companies are using AI in a targeted way.
So figure out where it can make the biggest difference.
Right. And that's where experimentation comes in. Encourage your teams to play around with different AI tools. Test things out, learn and share what they find.
Because you never know what's going to work best.
Exactly.
All of this sounds great, but I'm sure it's not always easy.
It definitely has its challenges.
Like what?
Well, sometimes just knowing where to start can be tough.
Yeah.
There's so much out there.
The AI world is huge.
It can be overwhelming, so sometimes it helps to work with experts.
Like having a guide in this crazy new world.
Exactly. And another thing is managing expectations.
Oh, yeah.
AI is powerful, but it's not magic.
Right. It's not going to solve all your problems overnight.
You got to be patient, set realistic goals, and realize this is a marathon, not a sprint.
It's a journey. And like we said, it's constantly evolving.
You got to be ready to learn and adapt all the time.
Well said.
Huh.
I think that's a great place to wrap things up.
Yeah.
Generative AI is a total game changer.
No doubt.
Businesses have to adapt or they'll get left behind.
The dinosaurs all over again.
But like Chandra said, it's not just about the technology.
Right.
It's about people strategy and being open to the unknown.
That's the key.
Big thanks to Chandra Mast for her amazing article.
Check it out on LinkedIn.
And to all our listeners, thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.
Until next time, keep exploring.